What is good, Nio family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Nio stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the overall market, how this may affect Nio, and why tomorrow is going to be an absolutely massive day as we have the FOMC meeting coming out. We have Jerome Powell himself speaking, and the whole market is going to make a massive move once he actually announces what he has to say. So I'm going to break down how this could affect Nio, why tomorrow is going to be so big for the stock market, why we're either going to see a big crash in the market continue or see a very big reversal and a big rally after the meeting, and how this is going to be even more significant for other stocks like Tesla, SPY, and the QQQ. But before I break anything down about all this information though, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Make sure you take none of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And the best part is, any can be a free Nio share. The offer ends in just 10 days and has been extended for a bit. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. All right, guys. So for Nio, this thing is down 4.6% for the day. Tesla's also breaking below 160 as of right now, and the market is once again still quite down. Let's first talk about why the market was dropping and what's likely going to happen tomorrow after that. But first, many banks basically continue to drop. They got halted, some even got suspended after we saw big drops and failures from the regional banks. So the bank failures are still continuing, as there are less people depositing money into the regional banks, and they're actually causing more and more fear and struggles for these banks, killing a lot of their leverage and simultaneously leading to less and less spending and growth and lending in the economy. The interest rates are also playing a big role in this. And on top of that, we also had the debt ceiling news. I mean, this is making all the headlines. Lots and lots of panic is now arising for the time being as the US is reaching its deadline. And we're going to have to see how this goes. I do believe there's a good chance Jerome Powell can mention something about this. So make sure you're ready for that. And then on top of that, for Wednesday, we have CVS, Barrick. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I apologize. CVS and a couple of others have earnings. The bigger day is going to be Thursday, though, when we have Apple, Shopify, and Coinbase. So make sure you guys are ready for that. And finally, when it comes to the big data, I just want to note that at about 2 o'clock p.m., we have the interest rate hike decision. We're most likely going to get 25 basis points. I think the market's going to rally once that news comes out, but then that's not necessarily the end of it, because at 2:30 p.m., we have the press conference, and Jerome Powell is going to be speaking. The market's either going to start to rally or the market's going to crash. Make sure you are ready for this. It's going to be huge. And I will talk about what Jerome Powell may say in a few minutes and how it could affect us as well. Just know that 25 basis points is mostly priced in. There's an 85% likelihood we get it. So that should be fine, and that could actually help the market in the beginning. I think that if Jerome Powell says anything about the debt ceiling, it's going to be positive for the markets, because the last time he mentioned it, he said it's most likely going to be raised. It has to be raised, and he's very confident about that. Then Jerome Powell also mentioned that before that there were signs of disinflation. I don't know if he's going to say that again, because of the fact that core CPI and also core PCE ended up actually trending up above CPI and PCE alone. And then if he says anything about a pause, the market's going to rip. It's going to rally off that. I don't know if he's going to say it. If he does say, that's going to be good. If he doesn't say it, right, there's still the risk of downside. So really, Jerome Powell is just a big anomaly. It's very hard to predict how he's going to move the stocks. But I can tell you a couple of things, and that's how this could actually affect Nio. Nio has high volume, almost 50 million. It's down almost 5%, so that's not a good sign. I told you guys that Nio's deliveries are just not the best, in my opinion. They're down 35% month over month. Year over year, they are up over 36%, but then you have to remember that last year they had the lockdowns and they only did 6,000, so not a very good month overall for Nio. And when that happens, we tend to see the share price drop. Price price ratio is making Nio lows as Nio is underperforming. Unfortunately, it is what it is. However, it's not the end of the world. I do have faith in the company prevailing for the longer term. It's just that it's going to take a while, and we need some better deliveries reports going forward. We need a comeback for them to actually improve. Now, let me just briefly talk about the charts. What am I seeing for Nio? I'm anticipating that tomorrow is going to just be very choppy, and then we might even try to bounce a little bit in the morning. We could see Nio try to get above 7.5 to about 7.65. But then I think when the rate hike decision comes at 2 o'clock p.m., Nio and the market are going to rip to the upside. Nio is going to make a bounce to 7.8 or so. And then that's not going to be the final move. When 2:30 p.m. comes, so 30 minutes after we start to push up off the rate hike decision, in my opinion, then Jerome Powell and the Fed are going to start speaking. Powell is going to be answering lots of questions. And we don't know how this is going to go. I mean, if Powell says bullish things, the market could rip to the upside. If Powell says that the debt ceiling is going to be raised, we don't have to worry. The Fed may pause soon. The market's going to like it. If Powell does not mention a pause and he doesn't say much about the debt ceiling, and he continues to just push the narrative that the Fed has to remain hawkish, inflation is too hot, the market could sell off as well, and we could see Nio come right back down to these levels, if not lower. All right, so it all depends on Powell. I'm anticipating a push up approaching the rate hike decision. When the decision comes out, we're going to push up, and then we're going to react to what Jerome Powell says. I don't know what he's going to say exactly. That's why you have to be open-minded. If Powell pumps the markets starting at 2:30 p.m., SPY can make its way all the way back up to 416. Could just make a big push to the upside. If Powell fails to do that and he ends up just scaring the markets and the market starts selling off more, well, on the daily chart, SPY does not look bullish whatsoever. I mean, this is just not looking too good. Technicals are obviously not everything during a time like this, but I just want to note this is still not looking the best. We actually have this reversal candle from yesterday, followed by this nice sell-off. We do have a wick right here, so that tells me that there is still some bulls trying to hold their positions, but overall, it still looks relatively weak. So we'll see how it goes. If Powell pumps us, we could slowly make our way all the way up to these highs. If Powell tanks us, SPY is going to break to new lows from today. All right, for Tesla, if Powell ends up causing a rally, Tesla's going to break above 163, then 166 to 170. If Powell crashes the markets, expect Tesla to come falling all the way down back to the 155 to 152 area, unfortunately. All right, and then finally for the QQQ, if Powell pumps the markets, if the markets react positively, the QQQ is going to make its way back to new highs, breaking 324.5, getting closer to almost 326. If Powell causes the market to get rug pulled, we're going to see the QQQ come all the way down to fill this gap around 313, if not 309. So a big drop could come depending on what Powell says. Make sure you guys are ready and open to it. All right. So another thing I want to note is the fact that yes, Nio is dropping. It is unfortunate, but we have to remain positive and remember the fundamentals of this company. I still believe in the future of this company despite this, and I see this as another buying opportunity. But I must warn you, there is likely going to be more downside to come in the future, regardless of what happens tomorrow. Okay? This is another buying opportunity. It's okay with me. And please remain calm, cool, and collected. Now, I also want to add that I have some merch for you guys if you're interested in buying anything. If you want to buy shirts or a hoodie or a tank top, it's all down below around the comment section. You can see the links over there. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Nio to the moon, because despite the downside right now, I'm still super bullish for the long term. I'm very, very bullish on Nio going into many years in the future. Thank you and peace out.